Morning, everyone. As we've now reached mid-Feb, which is crazy to think about, I thought I'd post another update following my last one, which I think was just before Christmas, just to give everyone a good understanding of where their money is being spent and what I've been up to and how my condition is progressing, as well as giving an update on some future fundraising events that are now in the diary. So I'll start with how I'm doing. We've obviously got through Christmas, which was a really enjoyable time for us and the family. It was obviously a bit of a different one for us this year, but overall a really happy time, which was great. Since then, January has come and gone. I've been feeling really good in terms of my energy levels, which is really nice to be able to report. Been following some different diets and different supplementation protocols, which I'll talk about in a second. But I've had lots of energy, lots of desire to get up and particularly focus on work and time with the family. So that's been really, really good and something that I hope will continue. Unfortunately, my symptoms have continued to progress. So my arms and hands are fairly weak now, and my right leg is starting to be affected as well. It isn't stopping me doing anything too much in terms of day-to-day activities, but I do need help now with getting dressed and small things like I can't make any dinners anymore, and cutting in the kitchen, sorry, and eating is becoming more challenging. But I'm still able to do it. I'm still able to drive. I'm still able to get out and work with the two soccer groups that I work with, and as I said, I'm still able to complete my work. So overall, I would take that as a real positive. I'm still got a good positive attitude, and I'm still really hopeful that things will slow down and actually hopefully get some reversals from a symptom perspective. And on that, as I just touched on, I'm working really closely with a functional doctor in Dublin called Kevin Eakins from the Healthworks clinics. A really great guy, really understands the gut microbiome inside out, as well as having a really good understanding of supplementation and nutraceuticals that can support that. So Kevin's helped me with undertaking a lot of tests to really try and identify the key areas that might be affecting my ALS or MND. So, and really that the whole approach is to try and understand if there's a trigger that may have started this whole process, and how that's now metabolically affecting me, and whether there's things I can be doing to help with that. So, Kevin's put me on a grain-free diet, which is challenging at times, but overall it's actually not too bad. It means no bread, no pasta, small amount of potatoes and basmati rice. And that's really to remove lectins in my diet, which is a protein that I should be avoiding. So nearly 100% everything I have is organic now. I have no dairy, very, very low sugar, and absolutely nothing processed. So lots of pressure on Natasha to do lots of home cooking, which she's doing amazing with. And we've invested in a pressure cooker to allow us to cook our vegetables at the right temperature, so that removes the lectins as well. So that's been a big change in the last couple of months. Alongside that, I've updated my supplementation nutraceutical protocol on Kevin's advice. So again, still taking about 15 tablets a day, various reasons and various different supplements that I'm taking. I won't go into the details, but again, haven't noticed a huge difference being on them at the moment, but they're all there to support my general overall health. And so I think the other thing that we're really trying to focus on is the trigger point and the toxins that might be in my body that are really affecting me and stopping me from getting better, or being able to at least fight this disease in a better way. And to that, I've also been doing a lot of research myself and spend a lot of time on the healingals.org website. And I'll put some of these web addresses down underneath the video when we produce this and put it onto the All Pulled Together website. And the healingals.org website focuses on people that have managed to reverse their symptoms, people in the US, focusing on lifestyle, focusing on diet, focusing on supplementation. And it's really inspirational to actually hear these people talking about the things that they've done. And that's partly why I'm doing this video now, because I really want to start talking more about the stuff I do day to day that may be able to be passed on to other people with ALS and also with neurodegenerative diseases. that you might be able to share and point them in the right direction, and make them realise that actually sitting there and just listening to the doctors and the medics and being told that there's nothing that can be done is actually incorrect, and there's lots of things that are in your control that you can do, and you can help support yourself. And it's really important to get out there and try them. And it's really difficult, it's really hard, you have to do a lot of research, it's a lot of trial and error. And the annoying thing is that different protocols work for different people, so there isn't a standard protocol that I can advise that would work for everybody, and I haven't found the one that works for me yet. So but the healingals.org website is a really fantastic resource. They run webinars every week, and I'd really strongly advise anyone with MND to visit that site. Through that site I came across a place in Miami, a lab in Miami called Body Science, and I've now progressed matters with them. I've had a virtual consultation with their doctor, and I've now been invited over for 3 weeks worth of treatment. And that treatment is very much, again, it's not a cure, it's really about trying to slow symptoms or reverse symptoms. And they've got a lot of experience and had a lot of success of reversing symptoms in ALS patients. So the treatment will very much focus on identifying the trigger, which for me is a mold called Aspergillus, which has been identified through the various tests, and how that's impacting my various pathways in the body, damaging my cells from a metabolic perspective, and then essentially leading to my body being attacked and my motor neurons being killed. So it's a very expensive treatment. I'm hoping to go over, at the moment I've booked in for the 18th of April. It will be very intensive for 3 weeks. We're hoping to go over as a family to make some kind of a holiday out of it, but it's going to be an interesting time to see whether that has any impact whatsoever. So that is Body Science in the US, and again another really interesting area of research that's going on, and something that I'd suggest anyone with MND looks into. I've also had conversations with the Healy Centre in Boston, who also invited me over for a consultation that at the moment I'm not going to take up, purely because of the Body Science approach and the money that's costing. But the Healy Centre are a very forward-thinking medical organisation, running lots of clinical trials, doing lots of off-label work, which are, again, over and above what I've been able to access here in Ireland. Again, and that's not to be disrespectful, that the care I've had in Ireland's been excellent as well. But I'm really looking at it holistically and looking at every possible avenue to see what I can do to really help myself. Lots of research, lots of speaking to people, lots of listening to webinars, podcasts, and really trying to say I can control that, and I will follow a healthy lifestyle. I'll eat well, I'll take my nutraceuticals and supplementation, I'll sleep well, I'll prioritise doing the right type of physical activity, and all of these things are now coming together, and hopefully will support the treatment that I get in Miami. So I'll stop there in terms of my kind of actions and what's going on, but I think that leads quite nicely into the fundraising, and again, just to thank everybody that's contributed and donated or run events in the last 6 months. So we've been inundated with support, and it's just so heartwarming, and I can't really put into words how thankful we are for it. We managed to raise just under €50,000 before Christmas. 25% of that went to the IMNDA, the Irish Motor Neuron Disease Association, and they are really supportive of the work that we've been doing. And that money has allowed me to do what I've just talked about, and obviously has given me the finances to be able to look at the Miami option. So it really does make a huge difference, and it really is a matter of life or death from my perspective. With that in mind, we've got several fundraising events coming up. If you go to the events page on the website, you'll see that we have my brother is doing a Dribble for MND event himself, a 24-hour run with some of his friends, or run with a soccer ball, which is going to be amazing. Another friend of mine, Ian, is doing a walk around my original estate that I grew up in, Merley, a 30-kilometre walk, which for Ian is certainly going to be a challenge, but no doubt about it, he'll make it, and he'll absolutely smash it. My auntie Libby is also arranging a golf day on May the 20th. For anyone that wants to enter a team, there's details again on the website. And I myself are organising a dinner dance auction event on the 9th of April, which is a 3-course meal in the hotel in Kilkenny that we got married in. There's a live band and there's an auction of some really fantastic auction prizes. So I'd urge anyone that can come along to the event to come along. It'll be a great night. Hoping to get lots of my friends and family together. But also, if you've got any auction prizes or spot prizes that can be donated, please do get in touch via the website to let me know, and we can arrange to make collection of them. So there's 4 or 5 events, and again there's other events coming up beyond that. My friend Shane is doing a couple of events which I'll touch on in the future, and my friend Andy is also doing a very crazy run. But I won't; those details aren't up on the website yet, so I won't confuse matters. But please do visit the events page, do support wherever you can, and again, the overall, just to remind everyone, the overall idea with All Pulled Together is to get a community together and to eventually create a charity, which we are working on in the background, that will support research into this space and all the things I've talked about: people's lifestyles, people's sleep, people's supplementation, non-medical therapeutic approaches, trying to provide some research that can really give support to MND sufferers and help them understand what they can do to control their lives and improve their quality of life. And I'm not suggesting we'll come up with a cure. We absolutely will not. I'll leave that to the medical people. But we definitely can provide some evidence to support good practices that do make a difference. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your continued support. Myself, Natasha, my children are just blown away by everything that everyone's doing. I'll keep you updated. I'll probably post again in a month or two's time, and probably go with a video as it's easier for me. But please do keep in touch, keep supporting, and most importantly, hope you all keep really well, and be kind to one another. And I hope to speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.